Well, hello there, Tankers of the Blitz universe. I'm Flossie, and what happens when you combine a KV3 with the KV1? You get this monstrosity right here, the KV220T. This is a Tier 5 vehicle, not a Tier 7, that has the same hull as the KV3 with the same turret as the stock KV1. This is such a goofy tank, and it has a really weird backstory to it as well, which I will break into in a little bit. But first, let's break into the tank's stats for any of you who care about Tier 5 stats. You can see the stats on the side here. I'm going to briefly run through them. You have okay damage per shot. You have okay average penetration. You actually have decent DPM for what you are. And you have 8 degrees of gun depression, which means that, yeah, it doesn't feel like a Russian heavy when you're playing it. In terms of the mobility, this tank's mobility is garbage. You go 33 forward, which might not seem that terrible, until you look at the reverse speed. You go 10 in reverse, which is terrible, and your power to weight is only 11.3, so you're not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. So what makes this tank so special then? Well, as I said before, this tank has the hull of a KV3, which means, yes, that is a Tier 7 hull down at Tier 5, which means the armor profile on this tank, at least in terms of its hull, is absolutely insane. Now, the only problem with that is because you have the KV1 stock turret, it doesn't really matter. You're still going to be getting penned in the turret fairly reliably, especially against Tier 6 opponents. But in today's video, we're going to be trying this tank out, as I haven't seen a review done on it in years. Absolutely insane how no one's done a review on this thing in that long. But yeah, let's break on into game number 1. And here we are on Desert Sands. Now, why hasn't this tank been sold on North America? That is a question I tried digging into to find more info on, and I came across a whole lot of posts of people also confused about this same topic. I almost want to believe that Wargaming just forgot this tank existed and has just been randomly posting it in the shop on other servers, but then keeps forgetting that it's not available on NA at all. I don't know what other reasoning, because they've never gone public about why this tank never showed up on the NA server. It was supposed to be in a bundle with the Panzer IV Hydrostat, another tank that's region locked from what I'm aware. I don't know. It's very, very odd to me. And honestly, like, this tank, even though it has a Tier 7 hull, it's not exactly like some overpowered monster that you literally can't pen. Because this tank only has a Tier 5 turret, it means that if people know where to aim, they can still pen you very, very reliably, especially with premium shells. Now, of course, when you are up against Tier 4s, there's going to be a little bit of a struggle for those kind of players to pen you, but against Tier 6s, this thing gets melted. Like, it does not do too well against Tier 6s, I'm not going to lie. But here we are, of course, not in a Tier 6 battle, so I should get a lot of bounces in this game, and we're gonna find out shortly. I'm gonna poke this Nightmare sideways because he only has heat shells, and so I'm not worried about him. But yeah, a very strange backstory to this tank. Like, I don't really understand its kind of purpose, like why Wargaming decided they wanted to make it in the first place, or like release it in the first place only on a couple of servers. I don't know, it's really, really odd, but I mean, it is what it is. Here we are in our first battle, of course, and we're absolutely dunking on this Nightmare. This poor guy, bro, he couldn't pen me because, of course, I was showing my side, and when you only have heat standard, yeah, good luck. Anyways, here we are completely bullying this T1 Heavy now, and this game is pretty much over already. This is average Tier 5 gameplay for you. I'll do only 2 battles in this tank because it's Tier 5, man. Like, there's only so much you can talk about when it comes to Tier 5 tanks, even if they are super weird like this one here. I'm going to YOLO straight into their enemy team here and see how many bounces we can actually get. I'm, of course, going to start shooting at people with HP, and their KV1 is able to pen me, but you know what? Whatever, bro. I do not care. There we go. There goes that guy. We're going to start going for the Churchill, who's like running into our spawn for some reason. We're actually doing a lot of damage, and we blocked 1,400 already. The fact that this tank is so heavy makes it really good at ramming, but oh my god. As you can see there, bro actually just rammed me, dude. I don't get what's going on right now, but wow, very skilled tier 5 gameplay we are witnessing right here. Please ram me. Please do it. Please, please, please ram me. Please ram me. Please. No, bruh. No. Why'd my shell track him? Come on, bruh. Ramming speed. Oh my god, I did 9 damage. Bruh. Well, there you go. That's game number 1 in the KV220T. I don't know what else to say, bro. This tank is really stupid. Again, it's not stupid for the fact that it's overpowered. It's just goofy. Like, who thought this was a good design? I don't really understand. But we did 2,000 damage in tier 5 when we blocked 1,400, almost 1,500 damage. So, I mean, we did well. That was a good first game. And we're going to jump right on into game number 2. And here we are on game number 2. We're against tier 6s this time, so this will be interesting to see how the armor holds up. Let me know, guys, if you yourself have this tank on your account on EU. If so, have you played it, and how does it hold up against a server that knows how to play against this tank? I think the reason I got so many bounces that last battle is because this is NA, and no one really sees this tank on the battlefield. This is technically the rarest tank on the NA server, and for that reason, obviously, people will know less about the armor profile than any other tank. So we're going to see how we can do in this battle here, and, ooh, we do have an STRV against us right there. Let's see if I can actually pen him. Hold on. Hold on there, buddy. Back up a little bit, please. Okay. Obviously, this has standard Russian accuracy, as you can see. My shell went, well, about 2 yards past where he actually was. And then we hit the next one. Gotta love that Russian RNG. Anyways, here we go. We have the Frosty in front of us. Bro is actually just tracked. Our Churchill is gaming on him right now. And there's the Magnus. There's a tier 6 vehicle, and you can see at least the frontal armor of this tank is not very strong. It's really the side armor that's almost stronger than the front of this tank, which is very, very weird. But I should still be able to dunk on this Frosty here in just a second. There we go, a nice 170 damage shot into him. I'm going to pop my adrenaline here, and we're going to go full steam ahead towards these tier 6 players. Again, I am super angled right now. I'm almost showing more of my side armor than the front of my tank because it'll make it harder for these players to pen me. Although the Magnus has a lot of pens, so I don't think I'll be getting many bounces from him. And yeah, rest in peace to my teammate over there. Let's see about this ARL. I mean, you can see the pen's enough to go through his turret, which is very nice. And I'm going to wiggle back and forth. Unfortunately, you can see, yeah, the front armor of this tank is not very good at all. And we got completely ripped apart by that player. There's the SU. We are going to make our way backwards so I can get a couple more shells into this player here. And aiming. There we go. Nice stuff right there. I mean, we're getting some decent rolls out here. So, honestly, my thoughts on this tank are, it's not terrible. Definitely not the best tier 5 in the world, even with its tier 7 hull. It's more of a menace than anything. Like, it's super scary to see a tank that has, like, 2 tiers higher hull armor than you. Until you realize this tank still only has a stock KV5 turret. Or not KV5 turret, KV1 turret. Imagine this thing had a KV5 turret. I was trying to get another shell in, but my 40 TP is doing weird things. And so I just drove out and died. That's about all I can say. A very interesting tank, to say the least. And one that I don't really know how much it is exactly on EU, but I'm sure it's not very expensive because it's a tier 5. But maybe one you should try out. I don't know. It's just a very weird tank, and that's probably why you never see people make reviews on it, because it is kind of just your average tier 5 vehicle with one unique feature, and that is, of course, the hull armor. So, there you go. 1,300 damage for game number 2, and there you have it. That's the KV220T. Again, a very weird tank, and one that I'm not really sure why Wargaming has not released on North America. But with that out of the way, for any of you who are not yet subscribed to my channel, I highly recommend you do so, as it's a great way to support content like this and stay up to date when I post videos and do live streams almost every day. And with that, I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, guys.